In your mathematics exam in high school, when you had mathematics examinations, in those mathematics examinations, there will be certain questions. Question will be like this. Prove that x square plus y square plus xyz square root something is equal to 0. They will ask you, they will give a big equation, then is equal to 0. Then they will ask you, prove that this is true. Prove that this is equal to 0. Now, if you write in the exam, just yesterday in the classroom my teacher derived this. I have complete faith on my teacher, therefore this is equal to 0. What will happen? You will get 0. No matter how many have derived it, no matter how many have derived it before you should derive it again. Yoga is for personal derivation, it is not for arguing over somebody else's derivation. You are again supposed to derive the same thing, no matter how many have derived it. You should derive it again. It is a subjective process. You cannot say, my friend just derived it, therefore it is 0. No, you won't get marks for it. You have to realize it again. Their realization is theirs, your realization is yours. So when they are realized and someone realizes the truth, they may utter something, like Krishna uttered something, they will utter something. It is all pervasive, it is all inclusive, they will they'll make lofty statements. But you don't take those statements and argue over it. They are not our statements. Our concern should be, how should I realize that state? How is it that he is making such lofty statements? We should not simply pick their statements and argue over it. That is meaningless. We cannot take the final equation and say somebody else derived it, therefore it is true. No. Your main concern should be how to derive. Tell me, teach me how to derive this. This looks extremely complicated. The left-hand side of the equation looks extremely complicated. Right-hand side is 0. How can it be so? How can such a huge thing become equal to 0? It looks absurd. Mathematics, if you look at it, it looks absurd. It is such a huge thing on the left-hand side. The right-hand side 0. Everything is 0. So it looks absurd, and you should ask, how is it possible? Tell me how to derive it. So our concern is the process of derivation. Our concern is not the final equation. Final equation is already known. Everyone says, God is everywhere. Fine, that is a final equation. Aham Brahmasmi, okay, known, a final equation. We should not start there. If you start there, it is meaningless. You are not a Jijnasu. Your derivation should end there. Our derivation should never start with Aham Brahmasmi. We should even hesitate to utter the word Brahman, because it is not our word. Therefore, in the lectures, I never utter the word God, because I feel very hesitant to utter that word, because it is not in my experience. You should be straight with yourself. First, to come into the path of yoga, you should be straight with yourself. Whether you are straight with the world is a secondary thing. I know this, I don't know this. Only if you are straight with yourself, this is in my experience now, only then you can begin the journey. Okay, this is in my experience, my mind is in my experience, my body is in my experience, my intellect is in my experience. Tell me, what should I do with these things so that I can transcend them and experience something more. We should never start with God and Brahman and Atman. It will become very silly. It will become for A for Atman, B for Brahman. It will become some alphabet game. You will see very often people do this. If you go and attend some marriage functions where a lot of people gather, I see it usually. In a group discussion, in a marriage function, some 10 people are sitting. They will start discussing about Shankaracharya's Advaita philosophy, as if Atman is their neighbor. They know Atman, they know Brahman. They will speak as if it is their theory. This is a big problem. If this attitude exists, there is no further journey. Please see what I am trying to say. Once you talk of something as if you know it, there is no further progress, because you are blocking it. You say you are talking as if you don't have the question anymore. You are talking as if you know what the reality is. You are talking of Brahman and Atman as if you know what it is. So we should not use the statement God is everywhere to do something further. For example, what happened once here in one classroom. In prayer hall, one of the senior faculty was giving a lecture many years ago, 5 years ago or something. One of the persons in the audience, they stretched their legs towards the teacher. In this culture it is not done, meaning you don't stretch your legs towards any, if there is any photo kept or anything is happening, or if a teacher is there, you don't stretch your legs towards the teacher. So the teacher said, whoever was giving the lecture, he said, you should not stretch your legs towards the teacher. Teacher, as well as there is a photo of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa behind in prayer hall. So he said, this is a worship place, the photo of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Vivekananda and Sharada Ma is kept there. So please don't stretch your leg. He told to that man. Now, as soon as something we tell personally to people, their ego will retort. So that man started arguing. He said, God is everywhere, it doesn't matter where I stretch my leg. Now, he doesn't realize what he is doing. God is everywhere is not his statement at all. He has read it somewhere from somebody else. He should not use that statement unless that is in his experience. God is everywhere, it is true or not is not the point. God is everywhere is not your statement. If it is not your statement, don't use it to argue further about it. Don't simply stretch your leg towards it, insert that and say God is everywhere. That is hypocrisy. God is everywhere is not our experience, so we should not even behave so. We should ask, how should I realize that God is everywhere? That should be our real question. Our behavior should not be as if that is true always, already. It is not true for you. Subjectively, it is not true. Therefore, we should focus more on the process of yoga, not on the ending state of yoga. So this should be the attitude of Jijnasu. Jijnasu never begins with somebody else's conclusion. Jijnasu begins with the derivation and then asks how to reach that conclusion. So I am emphasizing this. Yesterday also I emphasized, today also I am emphasizing, because this is a very fundamental problem in everybody's endeavor, everybody's spiritual pursuit. This is a very fundamental problem. I have seen it with hundreds of people also, here also. Because the questions that come will come after this conclusion. They will take the conclusion of Brahman and then ask question. No, that is not the way Jijnasu works. Jijnasu works with what you know, what I don't know, decide it first. I don't know this, how should I know that? That should be the question. You should not ask, you should not develop theories based on somebody's final statement.